Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the sexy ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. Welcome to the New World Podcast, brother, where it's all about that wrestling love, and we're going to talk about AEW's Dynamite. May 31st, 2023, the last day of May. Now we're in June. Wow. Taz, Tony, Excalibur on commentary. We're in San Diego, California for this one. We started off with a banger here, folks. I'm not lying at all. Lucha Bros and Bandito versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Wheeler Yuta, what did I say it like that? Wheeler Yuta, John Moxley, and Claudio all together. And Bryan Danielson on commentary and talking about Death Jitsu. This was a fun match, man. This match was like, damn. There was just so many great spots. I definitely want to see Blackpool Combat Club go against the House of Black eventually for those trios championships. This was just a good time. Because I remember last week it was Claudio and Yuta versus the Lucha Bros for the Ring of Honor championships. Lucha Bros with Alex and everything like that. But this was a great match. I gotta say, this definitely got my blood pumping because I started first thing in the morning and I was like, I have to, what's going on? Sorry. I just get too excited for these sort of things, man. But June 29th, Fight Forever. June 25th, Forbidden Doors, the next big pay-per-view we are building towards. So, this was definitely like an aftermath show, especially with Double or Nothing. Cooling the water for a bit, but then we're going to start building towards AEW's Collision, the pay-per-view. There's a lot to build to going forward because we got June 17th is Collision. So the Elite backstage, no Kenny. They asked, they're like, hey, where's Kenny? Did he go back to Canada? They're like, no, he did not go back to Canada. Or did he go to Japan to get somebody to help them face the Blackpool Combat Club and Takeshita? Or is Takeshita and Don Callis part of Blackpool Combat Club? That's the thing. But the Dark Order interrupts because, their boy Hangman's over there with the Elite. They're like, oh, you made new friends? You made new friends, huh? We're supposed to be friends, huh? I thought it was kind of silly. But Tony with the Bullet Club gold shirt. I saw that shirt. I was like, damn, I want that. But what I liked about this was they called out FTR, and to hold off FTR, they basically kept Tony hostage the whole time, like Jay was holding Tony, like, oh, Tony, no, you stay here, But there's this great spot. I don't know how he did it. Either Dax was holding the quarters in his mouth, or Juice had quarters in his hand, but Juice lays the first punch into Dax, and all of a sudden these quarters go flying. So it was like, boom, it was just a great image, man. And then they showed the quarters on the mat and everything like that. Then Ricky Starks comes out and he tells him, he calls Juice a bitch. And he's like, yo, Jay, you stay in the back, and me and Juice, we finish this next week. So we're already building the next Dynamite, and Ricky Starks calling Juice a bitch. Bitch. Tony Khan's big announcement. Man, he is so boring. I picked his sound clip for this week just because he's like, ladies and gentlemen, announcement for a Collision is CM Punk. That's it. And I was like, you could have been a little bit more hyped. There's this great little image I saw of Taz like, yeah, he's back, baby. CM Punk is back. It's been rumored, though. They're in Chicago for Collision. I know there was rumors he's not on the poster. Is what's going on? Backstage stuff. No one really knows. But CM Punk is back, and looking at that crowd's reaction, they want CM Punk back. A couple of them were like, boo. But come on. CM Punk is a draw. No matter what. As much as you love him or hate him, I think I've said on the podcast before that I appreciate the fact that he was going on a little bit of an apology tour. once when he showed up on Raw backstage, said something to Miz. You know, I think we're going to get a better version of CM Punk. And maybe a more humble CM Punk, but there's also, like, how does he return? Does he return as a face or does he return as a heel? Because he could really work up heel Punk if he really wants. Like, he could work up heel Punk and maybe bring up with the media scrum and being like, I called them out on their bullshit, and I'll call you guys out on your bullshit, you know? So CM Punk is back, though. Collision, June 17th. The Saturday night Collision, man. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the show. I didn't think I was going to be excited for this match, but Trent Beretta versus Swerve Strickland versus Big Bill. This was a damn good three-way match, man. Swerve for the win. Just some great spots. It was just an all-out, just a brawl for all. But Swerve got the win. You know, the Mogul, was it the Mogul Embassy? The Embassy, right? Mogul Embassy now? Because I don't think they changed the logo to that yet. But Big Bill was having his revenge because of what Swerve did to him at Double or Nothing. But Swerve got the one, knocked out Big Bill, pinned Trent Beretta, you know, of the best friends, you know. But this was a really good match, man. We had a Chris Statlander package, the big return for her. And she's going to defend that title tonight against Nyla Rose. Renee with the Acclaimed, and they basically saying, you know, yeah, we've been beat. Yeah, it happens. But now we need to get daddy ass some gold. What does that mean? TBS championship? No, TNT, right? It'd be TNT championship? International championship? And Orange Cassidy and Swerve are going to be next week for the international championship. So I'm like, yes. So what does it mean for daddy ass to get some gold around his waist? Where does that story lead to, and what happens with the Acclaimed? Because now we already know FTR's next big rivalry here, Bullet Club Gold at Forbidden Door. Fuck yeah! Let's do it. Tony's in the ring. He calls out Don Callis, and I love when Tony's like, I can't even say his name. But Don Callis comes out with the Takeshita promo. That crowd was booing his ass. Like hardcore Dominic Mysterio boos would not let him talk. You know, and my favorite part of this is Don Callis is like, I hope those boos are for Kenny Omega. Don, you bastard. But he goes, my nephew, and now I have my son, Takeshita. And Takeshita tried to cut something, but that crowd would not let these two talk. It was pretty sweet, man. We had a Wardlow package after his big win against Christian Cage. What's next? And then we have this match right here. Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin versus the Gates of Agony. Prince Nana, Brian Cage, and Swerve come out at a certain point and watch on. But man, the Gates of Agony are just laying fucking waste to these two. I was looking at it from a perspective of like an old school booker. No way in hell, like, you would let the Gates of Agony be beat by Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin just because of their size, you know. But we've come such a long way in the professional wrestling game. It's not about big men anymore. It's about, you know, showcasing really true talent here, and it's Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. They got the wins over Gates of Agony, because if you look at the sizes, it's crazy, man. Gates of Agony look like fucking monsters, man. And you got Orange Cassidy and Darby in their own right. They have their own. But it was just something that I noticed as a fan of pro wrestling that's been watching this for a long time, reading every fucking book imaginable, podcast, you know, old school mentality, just looking at these two. Like, I was just thinking about the old days, like, if, like, you know, there's no way a Gates of Agony would lose to an Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. I just found it interesting in my brain. Jungle Boy comes, oh wait, no, that's not it. Sting comes out because, Prince Nana, Brian Cage, Swerve, they're all walking to the ring, but it's Sting! He comes out, walks around with his bat, says, what's up? What's up? I'm here. Yeah. MJF package from Sunday. What's next for MJF? Who's he calling out at Forbidden Door? Who's going to answer him? Because he says that there's nothing here. There's no competition. There's nothing. And I was like, because what he said on the medium scale for Double or Nothing, he says, like, anybody in New Japan Pro Wrestling sucks. Even their best can't lace his boots. And I'm like, oh, you know, who are you calling out? Like, who's going to answer that call? We'll probably get some more answers next week because this show is just like, yeah, let's Let the water settle. Let the water settle after Double or Nothing. Then we just get back to business. Tony's in the ring with Hook. Before Hook speaks, because Hook don't speak, Preston Vance, Jose Jarlistico, they come out, LFI baby, and they get Hook. Then Jungle Boy comes out, and I saw this one thing that made me laugh so hard. I was on Twitter. Someone was like, "So you're not willing to use the belt to win the title, but you're willing to come out and start smacking these motherfuckers with chairs." I found that kind of funny. I didn't think of the irony there, of the Jungle Boy coming out with the chair and smacking these guys around and, interfering and saving Hook and him and Hook. I was like, this was the perfect opportunity for Jungle Boy to go heel. I feel like that was the perfect opportunity for him to come in, save Hook. Everyone's like, oh shit, because I like Jungle Boy. He just needs something a little new, add a little hot sauce to him. And a little hot sauce, I mean, I was like, oh man, if you hit Hook with that chair right now, like smack him across the head, then you and Hook go into like a story right now. But Jungle Boy goes heel, that's money, in my opinion. Renee with Outcast backstage. Tony is the champ. Who's next for Tony Storm? Like I said, this is all building to Forbidden Door. Who's going to step up? Who is going to step up to Tony? It's only a matter of time, and it's going to be exciting. TBS Championship match, Chris Statlander versus Nyla Rose. This match was good. Chris for the win. I don't see her losing that title anytime soon. When will Jade come back? Because I heard Jade is going on a little bit of a break. Now she's 60-1. But it's fine, though. That's fine. Like, I feel like Jade did her business and got Chris. Boom. Big pop. And, yeah. But now, the main event. Adam Cole, Britt Baker versus Chris Jericho and Saraya. Is this feud over? My daughter called Chris Jericho a baby because he's like Saraya's with him. He's like, yeah, because they lost the match. But Outcast tried to come out. Sheeta came out with the kendo. Like, it was just some craziness. Fun match. Britt Baker getting that lockjaw on Chris Jericho made me like, whoa, But it's certain times in like this when I'm watching a show and I'm sitting there, my daughter, she watches from time to time, but when she actually gets invested in like watching, she's like, oh, what's going on there? Oh, are they boyfriend, girlfriend? Oh, who's that? And then she'll be watching some more and then it's just cool. Like, I don't want to force the pro wrestling on her. I'd rather she just finds her own thing to like, but it's kind of cool when I'm not even trying. I'm just sitting there watching and she'll eventually just tune in and be like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Like the match with JC Jane and Gigi. Like, she loved that match from NXT. But it's just cool in my opinion, when she's like, oh, Chris Jericho's a baby. You are a baby, Chris Jericho, she says. Those baby tears. But overall, I would say great night. I got to give this show a 4 out of 5. It was definitely a cool down. Like, we're all sweaty and whatnot from Double or Nothing. And now it's like, here's the cold towels. Put them over yourself. Let's just ease right back in and start retelling some news stories or maybe continue some other stories. So 4 out of 5. I had a good time, man. AEW's Dynamite, May 31st, 2023 in the bag. Rampage is looking lit. Championship night indeed. Vikingo is back. I was just thinking about him. I was like, oh man, I wish Vikingo was here. Then all of a sudden they're like, yep, he's going to be on Rampage. I was like, yo, the wrestling gods. And he's putting up that AAA championship, mega championship. Oh, my boy. All right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. What did you like? What did you not like? I gotta say, my favorite matches were, of course, Lucha Bros Bandito versus Blackpool Combat Club was a great match. Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin versus Gates of Agony was a great match just because of the build. Trent Beretta, Swerve Strickland, Big Bill, fantastic, man. It's all good stuff, man. Like from top to bottom. You know, a lot of interviews, and you know, like I said, this was a cool down show. And CM Punk is back. The big news of the night, meats and potatoes of the show. CM Punk is back. Now we shall see how that goes and what's next for CM Punk. Heel Punk, babyface Punk. You tell me. Drop those comments below. You know, let's talk. Let's talk. We're pro wrestling fans here, folks. Let's be judgy bitches. Okay? After that, like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. And go to prowrestlingtees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself the nWp logo. And thank you to the ones who've gotten the shirt already. I can't wait to see it. Just hashtag me or tag me at KMB the Sexy Ninja on Twitter or at New World Podcast Official on Instagram. Thank you. You know, it's just, you know, I've been doing this for so long, and seeing some traction move is pretty awesome, man. And that nWp logo was created by Penta X. I love you, brother. Like, he's the one that created that and really motivated me to really stick with the New World Podcast. Thank you, brother. More designs on the way. I found a design that I was like, I want to drop this, and I think I am. So much love, much respect to anyone and everyone out there. You know, happy Pride Month for all those. You know, we should all just love each other at the end of the day, no matter what. That's just my opinion. You know, respect one another. You know, if you respect me, I respect you. Just it's just nothing but love and respect for everyone, man. You know. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And as always, come on, too sweet me, man. Too sweet me. The New World Podcast is for life, brother.
I'm here to announce that AEW Collision, beginning June 17th, will feature CM Punk.